Hello and welcome to the John Chilikowski Show. I'm Ben Weinrib.
And I'm Amanda Marcatulio.
As always, we've got a lot to talk to you guys about. Starting off, we're going to talk about a nice win streak for the men's basketball team. Following up with that, we've got the game against UT, which starts off in about an hour and a half. We're going to move on to our favorite time of the year, baseball season, with our college baseball preview before debuting our new favorite segment, the VTV Cribs. And then following that up with our new favorite segment, High School Jerks. Finishing it off with women's basketball and our always favorite recurring segment, Tweet of the Week. So this was, nice to see not only an SEC win, but a second SEC win in a row for the men's basketball team, taking down South Carolina in a really big game, playing excellently. Riley LaChance had another big game, earning himself his third freshman SEC Player of the Week, which is really pretty crazy considering, Kentucky's loaded with all these blue chip players, and then there's this little white guy out of Wisconsin. Averaged 17 points last week. This is actually tying a Vanderbilt record by John Jenkins and AJ Ogilvy. So this is really exciting stuff that I don't think a lot of people saw coming into this week.
Yeah, really great performance both by Riley and by James Shockham. Great to see that from them, stepping up. And as you said, we were kind of having some trouble with that lose streak going on. Things weren't looking too hot, but now that we've come back and set up this nice little streak for ourselves, team's looking good, and they kind of have this energy and enthusiasm back that we thought we might have been missing before. But really great performance by Siakam. He had his second double-double in the past 2 games. So
yeah, no, it's been great to see him playing like this. We've been waiting for him to break out since his sophomore year, his exhibition game when he put up 22 points and 16 rebounds. But, he's finally sort of coming through now. This game was just extremely dominant for them. Vanderbilt went on an 18-0 run at one point and closed out the game on a 34-7 streak. So it's been excellent to see the way they've been playing. And what's good news for them even more is that they've really got their hard part of the schedule out of the way. They've already played Kentucky. They've played LSU, Arkansas. They've played Florida even, who they took down. And with the rest of their schedule, it doesn't look too bad, They'll get to play Florida again, although it'll be on the road. They've got Tennessee, obviously, tonight, who's we'll get to in a sec, but that's definitely a winnable game. There's plenty left on the schedule for them to, make a run at the NIT, if not, crack the tournament.
yeah, and sitting here a week or two ago, I don't know if we would thought we'd be saying that at this point, but it's great to see their momentum building going into the later part of the season. Like you said, the schedule shouldn't be too hard compared to what they've seen in the past, and based on the way they played against Kentucky in the past few games, I think there's a lot of hope for the end of the season. Hopefully these players can keep it up, and we'll keep relying on our young guys, I think, because they seem to be doing pretty well. But
yeah,
got some,
So in about an hour and a half from now, a little bit less now that the show's gone underway, we've got UT. This is going to be a huge game. And last time we played at home, as I'm sure you remember, we actually won, overtaking a more talented Tennessee team. But now they've lost Jordan McRae. They've lost Jarnell Stokes, who will always have a spot in my heart. And this is actually a very winnable game. The most interesting thing about this team really is they don't have any size at all.
Yeah.
They have 3 guys at 6'8" and 1 guy at 6'10", Tariq Owens, but he barely plays at all. He's a freshman, averaging like 7 minutes a game. But they've got also Josh Richardson, their leading scorer, who at 6'6" could be a little bit of a handful for Vanderbilt to guard, considering their guards are all really small.
Right, yeah, we'll have to keep a lookout for Richardson. Got to keep someone on him. But as you said, with the size, I think if Damian and Luke stepped up in this game, this could be huge for them. It'd be great to see them step into these roles. They have this opportunity, use their size over UT's guys, and I think we should come away with a win here. I know all the students would be really excited, especially after the heartbreaking loss to UT in the football season. But have high hopes for tonight. I think students are excited. Team should be excited coming off the win on Saturday, so should be a good game.
Yeah, maybe a third triple-double in a row for James Siakam.
I'm feeling it.
Maybe some burn for Josh Henderson, the great 7-footer. All sorts of possibilities. Tennessee's lost 4 of their last 5 games, so this is really an opportunity they need to jump on top of if they want nice seeding in the SEC tournament or to secure the NIT bid so we can see basketball in Memorial after SEC tournament play.
Definitely. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, but one team we know for sure is going to play well in the SEC tournament is the baseball team. That is the team that is the reigning NCAA champion, the team that is the consensus #1 team in the nation by every major news source. There is a lot to be excited about. I know we say there's a lot to be excited about all the time, but this is potentially the most talented Vanderbilt team
Ever.
ever.
Possibly.
And the last 2 seasons before this have been really talented too.
Yes.
Of course, they're losing Tyler Beatty, Xavier Turner for the year, a couple bullpen pieces, and Jared Miller, Adam Ravenel, Brian Miller, Johnny Norwood. We'll never forget Johnny.
Never forget Johnny. Yeah, it's sad to see those guys go, but this is the first time we've not only entering the season as reigning national champs, but also being ranked #1, not just by one source, but all of them. So this is super exciting for the team. We're just looking forward to a good season. I think everyone's excited about this.
Right. So as the season goes along, we'll talk to you more about individual players, but we have a couple discussions up in the air for a mini game of toss-up. And first we have the catching situation where we have 2 returning sophomores, Jason DeLay and Carl Ellison, and they've each got some different little quirks to them. But do you have a favorite there at that position?
Probably Jason DeLay. I mean, both of them very talented. Just Carl's a little more unpredictable, and as we said, going into the season, I think a lot of the pitchers prefer to pitch to DeLay, so would probably choose him. But I mean, I definitely have a lot of faith in Carl as well.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on DeLay. It speaks to a lot of how much pitchers love him. When back in the Black and Gold series, rumor has it that Phil Pfeiffer, one of the captains, made him one of his very early selections over guys even like Ryan Reynolds and Carson Fulmer, because they just love to throw to him. But we're going to see Carl Ellison to start off the year because he has been the personal catcher for Carson Fulmer ever since about Carson took over as a starter against Arkansas last year. They both have pretty similar personalities, both a little jumpy back there. But Ellison's come a long way defensively, so now it's to the point where teams are very comfortable throwing to him. So luckily, it's a toss-up between 2 pretty good options, but yeah, it'll be interesting to watch throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely. And then our other toss-up, we have Bowden and Sheffield, so how are you feeling about that?
So after losing 3 bullpen pieces last year who played a lot of minutes, we saw Ravenel who closed the entire College World Series out. We're not entirely sure what the bullpen will look like, aside from having just a lot of good pitchers. But we have 2 interesting candidates for the closing job right now. With Jordan Sheffield, missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery, but he threw upper 90s in high school and looks like he's getting his velocity back now from the right side with a nasty changeup. And then Ben Bowden from the left side, who throws a little bit softer, lower to mid 90s, but both interesting candidates. Do you have any preference there?
Not particularly. I think it depends. It's going to depend on the situation, and really, I think they're both going to do a good job. We're excited to have Sheffield back. Really, I'm excited to see him back. But honestly, I think just in general, overall, we're just going to have such a strong team, and that between these 2, really, either of them are going to do a great job.
Yeah. One thing actually interesting we heard yesterday was Scott Brown, the pitching coach, said that they're going to have what they call in the bullpen the garage, which is this group of reliable relievers who they can really call on at any point after the 5th or 6th inning, and they, may start the 6th inning and close out the rest of the game. But with that being said, this has got to be Jordan Sheffield. There are a few pitchers who can throw like that, and when you get late in the game, that extra little oomph on the ball really is going to intimidate other teams, I think. So I think this could be an exciting year out of the bullpen.
Definitely exciting year. And as much as we love talking about the baseball players, we now have a chance to see kind of their VTV Crib sections. We're going to go take a look at the baseball players where they live in Lewis 8.
Welcome to VTV Cribs. This is Lewis 8, aka the baseball floor. And here we got Hayden Stone. I'll call it Duty. Go. We've got a couple of our banners from the past season. Cooler. We've got our room moose here. All that good type stuff. All putting green. legal pet, so nobody report me, please. Our trophy from last year, the glove, you know, the typical stuff. And then in here is our glorious bathroom. This is Kyle Smith's room.
What's up?
Yeah, working on a paper sort of at the time. National Sports Center. Yeah, he's got some former greats nameplates. We both played with Maven and Lupo and Yastrzemski. Stoney's got his College World Series jersey in here. He's got some cleats. And then Smitty's got some of his bats and stuff and travel bags. This is Kyler Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds, and Xander Wheels' room. There's Fern.
Welcome to my room.
He'll take you through this room.
Yeah. Here we have Brian Reynolds' room. It's a little bit messy. He gets messy at times, but he's also created this like cave-like thing for his bed. So he goes in there, you just don't want to mess with him. You get angry. You don't want that happening. We got in the fridge some food. Me and Dansby are planning on cooking here in a few days. Here's my room. We got the beautiful poster, and then we got the great state of California also represented, as I'm the only one on the team. I like to keep it pretty clean in here, you know.
We got on this bed on the floor.
You know, I didn't have a box spring, so we just threw it on the ground, and it's comfy down there, so can't complain. And now we're to Xander Wheels' room. Take a step inside. You can usually find him in here playing PlayStation, but
Got some blank walls in here.
very plain walls, yes. He's got a colorful closet though. You know, he likes to spice it up with that. Now we're gonna head down towards the man himself, Dansby Swanson, Carson Fulmer, and Ben Bowden's room. Oh, look at it. Here we go. What's up?
Oh, Dansby Swanson's room? Apparently you forgot this.
And Carson Fulmer and Ben Bowden.
Carson Fulmer and Ben Bowden's room, actually.
It's usually messy
Welcome.
here, but
This is my room.
it's clean now, you know.
This is where I do my sleeping.
It's the humble abode, as he likes to call it.
We do a lot of video games. Sam, like video games. Probably the most important part of the entire room. Why don't you go ahead and show Fulmer's room?
Oh, Grandpa Fulmer.
Yeah, OCD.
As Bowden would say.
Some might say.
I'm a little OCD, but here it is. Fulmer, why don't you throw on your crown?
Yeah.
Jersey.
Pretty cool. That's the most crown.
Yeah, how about the crown, Fulmer?
What's you play it on for?
Put on the crown. Done.
Wait, real mature, bud.
My room, you know, not much really goes on here except for sleep and homework. I shout out my sister for making me a year in review from last year. Phenomenal book. I'll take a read and I'll look at it sometime, but, you know, a lot of clones. A little messy right now, but how it rolls, you know. Thank you for checking out Lewis 8. It's a baseball floor. We love to bond, you know, form better relationships here. It's what we do. It may not look special, but, you know, it holds a special place in our hearts. So, thanks for checking it out.
Did you guys check out the closet yet?
No, we're not gonna check the closet.
Go check out the
No, we're just not gonna check the closet.
Hello and welcome back. Now behind the desk with me is Allison Mast, and now we are ready to debut our new favorite segment, High School Jerks. Allison, you want to take this one away?
Sure. Okay, so this was kind of inspired by our lacrosse game on Saturday, in which the Commodores won 24-1 against the Kennesaw State Owls. So back in the day, I played lacrosse all through high school, and you know, there's a girl who's 2 years younger than me, just wasn't really pleasant to deal with. She tried to boss around the older girls, well, particularly me. Did not appreciate that. And yeah, anyway. So I go here every year. Usually lacrosse starts their season against Kennesaw State. I circle that on the calendar, even though I don't play lacrosse anymore. And she's was recruited to play by Kennesaw State. So I feel like when Vanderbilt won this weekend, it was a real victory for my high school self against, high school bullies in general, and a pretty satisfying one.
All right, well, our next story we have has to do with our friend Josh over on Vandy Radio, and he actually played against University of Tennessee player Benito Santiago Jr. in high school. And back in the day, Benito Santiago Jr., he was kicked out of high school for changing his grades. And in my opinion, I think that he should actually be rewarded for this. I think that if you are able to hack into your teacher's computer and change your grades, that is something that you should be extremely proud of. That's just, you have to be really smart to be able to do that, first off, don't you think?
Probably, yeah, some computer skills, and obviously it worked out fine for him because he's playing baseball at UT. But another interesting part of the story, actually, is that the second half of that battery in high school was Tuki Toussaint.
Yeah.
So, Vanderbilt recruit, unfortunately signed.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And for our final story, this has absolutely nothing to do with Vanderbilt at all besides me going here. But back in the day, in my athletic years playing baseball, one of my high school teammates, who shall go unnamed, was not the kindest guy. He was really annoying to deal with and would get frustrated all the time and scream and yell when he messed up, and would always let balls go under his glove and would just sort of fume, and then when anyone else did something bad, would just go off at them. The guy would be throwing helmets and stuff. And then senior year, karma came back around, and he had to have some nice elbow surgery. And as soon as he was away from the team for more than about a week at a time, our chemistry had never been better. And boy, was that a fun season. But he's off playing baseball at Davidson now, so yeah. We better play Davidson soon. That would make me very happy. Anyways, back to Vanderbilt. Women's basketball just got absolutely routed by Kentucky, 82-68. This was a game we were trying to get together. We were wearing pink to try in support of breast cancer, or I assume breast cancer. And
Safe assumption.
But this was not a pretty game to watch, that's for sure. The one thing we did see that was nice was Rebecca Dahlman finally got going, scoring 20 points, which is the first time they've done so since November 28th. So this has been a long time coming for Vanderbilt. Unfortunately, could not come in a game that they could actually win.
Yeah, and it looked close. It looked like they had a chance to pull off the upset. At halftime, they're only trailing by 1, but then they just let it get away from them. Good to see Dahlman scoring again. It's her season high, and she really had a short season last year because of that blood clot. Also, we had Morgan Beatty and Heather Bovey finishing in double digits. So it's good to see more production on the offensive side of things. But yeah, in the end, it just wasn't even close.
Yeah, so this isn't the first time that Dahlman has actually scored 20 points. She did so in her first ever game against App State. Go Mountaineers, she put up 23 points. So yeah, hopefully we can see more out of her now that she's getting all the way back to full health. But we are ready to wrap up our show now with our favorite recurring segment, Tweet of the Week. This one by Damian Jones.
Well, yeah, a little bit of a different one this week. Our Damian Jones actually tweeted at our producer-director, Sam Wild. So this was a very exciting moment for us all because, we get excited for each other when things like this happen. But it was actually, he had been clearly hacked, just said LOL, unreal, and then a sketchy link that no one had the courage to click on.
Right, so since none of us clicked on it, Allison, do you have any guesses as to what that link was to?
Well, I don't really know. Part of it had Roe, Roe was mentioned in it. Maybe we have some, secret highlight tapes of Roe. I don't know. Maybe it was a video of Roe's home run against Belmont last year because that was pretty unreal.
There is video of it, so it does exist.
It happened.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that this was a little throwback to last year when it was our This Is View Sports Wire featuring Damian Jones.
Oh.
Because that promo was unreal.
Yeah.
I could tell you that much.
Award-winning.
Award-winning for an award-winning show with an award-winning producer. But anyways, for all of us here at VU Sports Wire, I think that'll do it for us, and we will see you guys next week.